So I've been starting to make some waves with doing these all these wrestling related videos the past week or two. Um, I think it has played a part, not to brag, but it has played a part in slowly but surely trying to get a lot of the truth out there with stories that the Fed have wanted covered up. Um, the other day, Rene Dupree, Cafe de Rene, they got into the stuff with that Ryback had spoke about when it comes to a John Cena and Alex Riley story and a Caitlyn and Triple H story, and they've got about I think they've got 40,000 views on their video now. And what it was, I had uploaded a shorts video from one of my videos I had done talking about all this stuff, and they reacted to it. And then Renee got into saying that he had heard a story about Alex Cena and did I say Alex Cena? Sorry, it's been a long day. Alex Riley and John Cena, and if it was revealed, this could potentially jeopardize the career of John Cena. And James, who seems to know what the story is, he was like, "Yeah, big time." So that sounds like whatever it could be, that's pretty bad. And with this, these guys have sources. They talk to people who are in the know. But the internet backlash to all this, I found very bemusing, because a lot of people have been now ripping into Ryback. A lot of people have been ripping into Rene Dupree. A lot of people have been ripping into Alex Riley, saying they're nobodies, they're irrelevant, they're bitter, has-beens, this, that, the other. And people have totally are missing the points from this. But number one, though, the thing is, people who are ripping into Ryback, I think in their minds they've heard about this and think that this is a video that he's just recently done going on a rant on Instagram or something. But the thing is, what happened, this is a video that Ryback did about 18 months ago that was on his YouTube. It got maybe about 11,000, it's got 11,000 views overall now, so it didn't quite pick up at the time. I did my own video. I've done a video what happened to Alex Riley and John Cena. It will be related right there if you click at the top right. And then later on, a week or so later, the shorts video, it's now got about 6,000 views. And someone sent it over to James, and then they reacted to it, and then they gave their opinion on it. But now everybody's having a go at Ryback, picking on Ryback, saying that he's irrelevant, he's this and that. But the thing is, Ryback spoke about this stuff 18 months ago now. That's the thing. It was 18 months ago he spoke about this stuff. But with this, I want to get into this stuff because I think slowly but surely we're going to get the truth out there if we just keep pushing with this stuff. And Cafe de Rene have done a good job doing this. I think there's other people out there in the wrestling with the podcasts, and I won't name names. There are certain people I believe who are too afraid to touch on this stuff. They might have heard the story, they might have heard the rumors, but I believe certain people, and I won't name names, certain people though who have maybe worked for the WWE, or there's some type of other connection with the WWE, that they don't want to burn a bridge there by bringing up a story and about somebody who was the top star at one point. He was the man, and potentially burn a bridge there. But with this, I'm about uncovering the truth, and I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm going to keep putting the truth out there and seeking the truth. And with this stuff with Alex Riley, so what happened there, we don't know for sure. But I did get into the theory on my video, what happened with Alex Riley and John Cena, is that I'd heard an interview that Tyler Reks did, and he was saying about Cena pressuring Alex Riley into going in his tour bus and drinking alcohol. So I want to play this 1 minute clip here of an interview that Tyler Reks, now he had transitioned as Gabby Tuff, had done, and this was from around, I think, 2020. So I'm going to play this clip now.
Was Alex Riley. Like, when Alex was with Miz and doing his thing, Cena wanted him to come on the bus, dude. Like, Cena's got his own bus. He goes to every show. And, Kylie was getting initiated. And he was just, there was so much drinking. Like, Kevin just couldn't hang, dude. He was like, I can't even perform, bro. Like, I'm on my deathbed, bro. He's like, one night we're walking out and Kylie's there and Cena's like, Riley, let's go. I say Kylie because his name's Kevin Kylie, guys. You guys know him as Alex Riley, but I know him as Kylie. So he's like, Riley, let's go. And Kevin's just like, dude, I'm gonna ride with so and so. And I was like, no, you're going with me. He's like, John, I can't, man. I promised so and so I'd drive for him. He's like, no, get on the bus right now. And Riley's like, I just need a break, dude. And Cena looks at him like that, and that was the end of Riley, dude. After that, he was buried. Like, he lost everything from that day forward.
Man, so there you go. There you have it. And with this, because I'd said, I even did a video on this stuff about 2.5 years ago. And I put it out there, and I said that, you know, from what he was saying, that it sounds like, you know, that, hey, Cena was pressuring Riley to get on his tour bus and to drink a copious amount of alcohol. And if Riley was saying, said to him that he couldn't handle it, you know, and yeah, I mean, and this is the thing with this. I think if this was happening, the feeling I have is that Cena was probably drinking way less than Riley was, you know, and it's just, and yeah, you could maybe say, well, that was just the thing with Cena, you know. There's the story about Ric Flair getting Cena into drinking and buying everybody drink at the bar, and that Cena didn't drink before and all this, and that's just how it is in the business, or how it was at that time. Like, yeah, I get that, but when you already, and I made this point before, it's like you hear about all these things about, you know, Cena treating Riley badly, he was really hard on him, he treated him like crap, but then how do you go from like being like boys with somebody, like, oh, you want them on your tour bus with you, to then just totally just treating them like dirt? How did that happen? You know, and the thing is, to pick up from that clip as well, that it was an initiation. So really what had happened was, this was like the beginning at the very start. You know, Riley was on NXT with Miz, but then it was around, I think, August, September time, he was called up to the main roster. So this was very early on, this was happening. And then what happened, though, in November 2010, Alex Riley has a DUI. And I think it was just like days after the whole, when Miz had won the belt, right? And Alex Riley has a DUI. So it's like, do the dots. I mean, you've got a guy in Cena there who had potentially, you know, has assisted another guy on having an alcohol problem, a drink problem. And I get it. You know, grown people make their own decisions. I get that. But the thing was, Alex Riley was in a very tough spot. You know, he's a new guy on the roster. He has no leverage. He has to play the game, you know, keep his mouth shut, his ears open, and do what the top guys say, the veterans say. So what could Riley do in that situation? But for a long time, from what was said, that he went along with it. But then it came to a point where it was just too much. And then going from the clip, when he told Cena, Riley, that it was too much, at that point, that was it. That was the beginning of the end for Alex Riley. And, you know, I said before in another video about Ultimate Warrior, had said that Hogan, you know, he was assisting other guys, Warrior claimed that Hogan did, of keeping them junkies just so he could have control over them. So is it maybe something similar here with what Cena did to Riley, but maybe not quite on that scale? You know? And some people had theories, and some people have commented on videos and sent me stuff, and some people say that, oh, there's maybe more than just drink there. You know, there's drugs. But it does sound quite bad, whatever it is. And it could be potentially something you're talking that an NDA is involved there. That they don't want, WWE and Cena, they don't want Riley talking about this. But also with this, I want to also play the clip then of the guys at Cafe de Rene speaking about this and reacting to this. They've got like 40,000 plus views on this now, and now the wrestling sites, the dirt sheets, are starting to pick up on this now that they've talked about it. And then you get the typical idiots that don't know any better. They're all saying, "Oh, Ryback's better. He's this, he's that, he's irrelevant." And then there was one podcaster who actually do look up. I thought he's pretty cool guy, respect. He's now he's jumping on the Ryback's better bandwagon, but they just don't get it. They really don't. But I'm going to react to the short clip of James and Renee reacting to this stuff. So here we go.
There's a John Cena and Alex Riley story out there. And if the board invests...
Well, I actually heard, like it's like a locker room talk, but a story about Alex Riley and Cena.
I've heard that same rumor.
But there's more to it. Like, the story that I heard, if that were to get out, that would completely jeopardize Cena's Hollywood career.
Yep. Big time.
As far as Caitlyn
and so
Triple A,
these guys know something. And again, James, Renee, they get a lot of big names on their podcast. People, big names in the business. They've had Kurt Angle on, so they know the story. And again, I don't know if Renee knows more than James, or they both know exactly what this story is, what allegedly happened. But it doesn't sound good. Go over James, his reaction, just the look at his face, and then just even from Renee too. You know, like when it's something quite bad and Renee's tone, you can kind of tell. And yeah, I mean, it's just curious, like what the hell actually happened. But again, it could be a while until we ever find out. And, you know, Riley is he's always been reluctant to talk about this, and perhaps for good reason. And it's maybe something that, you know, if he was ever, you know, maybe just something really bad that happened that he just feels uncomfortable talking about. Like, it would be really awkward for him. It's maybe something like that, something that's like it cut that deep, it's that personal. But anything what I've been doing with these videos is to help get the untruth out and to expose the bad people. And I think gradually this story could pick up, because a lot of stuff now, WWE is under a lot of scrutiny of all this stuff with the other allegations with Vince McMahon, and there's been other stuff there, and then it's the whole allegations from, you know, the late 80s, the whole Ring Boy scandal, there's stuff like that. It's been coming out, you know, with people doing, you know, with podcasters doing videos of you know, like there's Lee Cole's brother, he's been getting into that stuff, speaking to former Ring Boys. Use Nation have been doing a good job getting into this stuff. They had Paul Roma on, it was speaking about the whole Ring Boy scandal. So WWE is under a lot of scrutiny right now. But then John Cena, thing is though, John Cena, who was like the Hulk Hogan of his generation, you feel though that everything will be done in WWE's power to still protect him, even though he's not fully a WWE guy anymore. He's more in the Hollywood world now, but they will still really want to try and protect Cena. And even if it was in danger of potentially getting leaked, if it was like a mainstream publication that reported on this, rest assured, Cena is going to have the top. He has a top agent, probably one of the best in Hollywood, top publicist. He'll have a PR team. Then they hire a crisis management team. So they would probably try everything in their power to suppress this story and to block it from coming out. If it was super bad to the point where mainstream the publications are reporting on this, as opposed to just your Meltzer, your dirt sheets. But with this though, you know, Ryback, he said what he said about the story. But then, here's an old clip from like 2016 time of Ryback speaking about this. And I'll play this clip, and I've played it on one of my videos before, so it's just interesting what he says and how he's describing this. Just makes me wonder, how could this be something like the story? Is it disturbing, like shocking, disturbing, or is it just a story that would straight up shock us all? So I'm going to play this audio clip here.
John's blocked on my Twitter. I blocked him. He is legit. I blocked him a long time. He's been a piece of shit to me from day one, and people like the guy. I was nothing but nice and respectful to him. And I know Alex Riley just came out and did.
Yeah, that just came out today.
When people hear what really happened with that, they're gonna lose their shit. Like, and I know I have a pretty good idea what happened with that and the guys in WWE, and it's fucking hilarious. And like,
said it's hilarious.
It's hilarious because what people will find out about John and then whatever. But it's just he's done. So he used to shit talk me when I was in the ring. I remember working against Mark Henry. You got to remember, like, I came up with all these guys in developmental, so like I know everyone that's sitting backstage.
Who would shit talk, Alex or John?
No, John. No,
Okay.
John. I used to be back there for John when Riley was in the ring, when they were fucking with him because John was hot at him.
Yeah.
Because of what happened with all this. And it's not my place to discuss that.
No, let him take that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But John would sit back there and bury Riley in front of everybody for no reason. And Alex Riley is fucking money. He was money from day one.
It's mind-blowing. You got a guy with the right look, the right attitude. You know, I know he wasn't...
Bust his ass. He had awesome theme music, worked his ass off, went out there and got a reaction from the people.
Yep.
Because of John Cena and people, I swear to God, I swear to fucking God, because of John Cena, his career is over in the WWE for no fucking reason.
Yeah, and there you have it. And I'm pretty much on board with what Ryback's saying there. You know, from the stories you hear about going back to like 2012 time about Riley having heat with Cena. There was an issue there, or Cena pulled a rib on Riley. Riley responded bad to it, and then that was his push, killed his push. Again, I'm a believer where there's smoke, there's fire. But the only thing with that, what I would say though, is that Ryback is saying that it's something that's effing hilarious. So it makes me think it might not be something super disturbing that went on, but still quite bad nonetheless. Just if he's referring to something that could have, Rene Dupree's saying it's something that could potentially jeopardize his career. But I know Ryback at the same time says, well, we'll lose our shit when we find out. But then I don't know at the same time though if it was something super disturbing, because there's certain allegations there about people are mentioning stuff to do with drugging and stuff like that. I don't know if it went as far as that, man. But Cena just didn't like him and had it in for him, and he was Riley. Riley was competition at the end, but it wasn't just Riley that Cena had it in for. Cena was hard on other talent. There's stories out there about Michael Tarver about saying that Cena intentionally hurt him. Proper laying into him with a steel chair. Tarver went to extend his hand to Cena when they got to the back, and Cena just laughed, didn't accept his handshake, but just laughed at him. And there's other stuff there now, and you have another interview here, and Tyler Reks transitioned now as Gabby Tuft. He was talking about the heat that he had with John Cena too. So I'm going to play this clip here as well.
So basically, I was using the burning hammer, which nobody was using. It's basically an inverted FU, but it's way cooler. So it's like put the guy on your back, torture rack style, but I would invert them completely, pull on their head, they moonsault over, and you sit out and DDT them. It was just rad. They'd land on their stomach, they take a flat bump. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen in a while. Just going to be honest. I'm going to toot my own horn. The burning hammer was rad. And when they were grooming me to be that heel. Arn came up to me one day because they wanted me to start doing dark matches and stuff. And he's like, "Hey kid, what's your finisher?" And I said, "Oh, it's a burning hammer." And Arn's like, "The burning what?" And Goldust and I were super cool because we did house shows. He's like, "Hey, is it safe?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Here, I'll take it for you." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "What do I do?" I'll just do this, do a quick moonsault off my, just go for the ride, bro. Said, "Okay, cool. Flat bump." He's like, "Not gonna hurt me?" I'm like, "Nah, you'll be fine." But everybody out there, including Cena, and I hit it on Goldust before the show. Everyone's like, "Oh God!" Goldie gets up and he's like, "Okay, yeah, I didn't even feel it, man. It was fine." And headset, Okay, Vince likes it. Go ahead, guys. You're clear to use it. All right, cool. Mind you guys, Cena is sitting right there, where he sits at the Spanish announce table every day before practice or before the show. Saw the whole thing, so I used it for like 6 months, man. Oh, thanks, Rico. Appreciate that, bro. So I used it for like 6 months. I used it in bragging rights. Like I eliminated Santino with it 3 feet from him. It's like on the ropes, and I used it right.
I believe Tyler Reks' character was on SmackDown at the time, huh?
Never said a word. So I have no reason to think that there's any problem with me using it. It's totally different than his. It's not a fireman's carry. I mean, it looks totally different. So long story short, I'm using this for 6 months in front of Cena, literally in front of him. And I get drafted to Raw with Hawkins, and we're on the road. First week,
all went downhill from there.
And I'm working Primo, and it was me over. So we're hitting the burning hammer for the finisher. Killer match. We're like third out. Killer match. Go for the burning hammer, and something happened. Like in the process, Primo had never taken it, and he kind of went over like sideways. It looked kind of crappy. He still set up DDT, and I can see where it like kind of might have infringed on Cena's FU a little bit. So I come back through the curtain. Well, again, thinking nothing of it. Come back through the curtain. All the boys are back there, and Cena looks up. He's like, "Hey, man, I have to get you a new finisher." And I was like, "Oh yeah, dude. Hey, sorry, man. We'll get it right. We kind of screwed it up tonight. We'll hit it right tomorrow." I said, "All right, cool." And so I'm thinking he's joking, And given what I said, like, "Hey, we'll get it right tomorrow. We kind of screwed it up. It'll be better." Knowing that I did it in front of him many, many times, and he knows exactly what it is. Next day, we go to the next show, and Primo's like, "Hey, should we change it?" I'm like, "No, dude. I'm like, John's seen me do it a million times. Like, he doesn't have a problem with it. I think he was just saying, get it right, so it doesn't look like his FU." Okay, cool. If you think so, I'm like, "Yeah, I think so. I think we're fine." So go out there, I hit it perfect, like sweet, great match. Crowd goes whatever wild, whatever you want to call it. I walk back, and he's there. Like, second I walk back from the curtain, within an earshot of everybody on the roster, he's like, "Hey, come here." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, bro?" And he's like, "Didn't I tell you to get a different fucking finisher?" Whoa, man. "Yo, dude, I'm sorry, man." He's like, "Yeah, you better be fucking sorry. You're fucking deaf." It just starts like belittling me like I'm 6 years old and he's my dad. And yelling at me and like pointing at me with his finger like in my chest and shit. I'm like, "Dude," I'm sorry, man. I've done this in front of you before. Like, you never said it. He said, "Well, I'm telling you fucking now, get another fucking, do you like working here?" Well, "Yeah, I like working here." He's like, "You do it again, you're fired." I'm like, bro, I thought this is just a giant This is just my experience.
So there you go. There you go. I mean, Cena now, he's threatening, this lower mid-card guy who's just got up on the roster and, just wants to do the best he can, make a living, put food on the table for his family. And then Cena's just there throwing his weight around, "Oh, you like working here? Oh, you'll be fired." Well, it's not your company, John. It's Vince McMahon's company. And you weren't in any place to threaten somebody with their job security because, you're just like an insecure little prick who just gets off on throwing his weight around. And there you go. There's a story there. I don't have any reason to believe that this is all bullshit. The only thing I would maybe say would be Cena then, if Cena and Rex were on different brands. So I don't know if it was maybe one of those things of Cena was all that familiar with the character Rex and the finishing move that he did, because Tyler Reks wasn't featured that heavily on SmackDown. Never really got a full chance. And then Cena's in a different brand too. I mean, he does say, well, Cena saw him do it many times. Well, he maybe just saw him do it. It was only one time he saw him do that move, the Burning Hammer or whatever it's called. But it does sound like, again, it sounds like a Cena move that you would want to throw your weight around like that and just be a dick to somebody because you can and you can get away with it. And again, I don't know. I mean, what did Cena really see this guy as a threat or thinking, "Oh, he's trying to F with me, he's trying to step on my toes by doing a finisher that's similar to mine but looks better"? I don't know, but there are stories out there about Cena being a bully, burying talent, and they've acknowledged that on screen. I mean, even Roman Reigns acknowledged about the whole thing when having the back and forth promo with Cena. Oh, you got your golden shovel out and stuff like that. And then even they acknowledged even Alex Riley on screen. Roman Reigns said something about, I can't remember exact something about, well, if I was a guy, clean cut, crew cut, I'd be out here. Don't believe me, just ask Alex Riley, something like that. And that makes me think of the referencing Alex Riley on screen on Raw. Maybe it's not something so bad like that happened, that they would do that. I don't know. But maybe soon we'll find out. Maybe the truth will come out soon on this stuff with John Cena. I think he's been perceived a certain way for so long. He can do all the... does a great job with the Make-A-Wish thing and the record number of Make-A-Wishes. That's all fine. But... And, when it came out that Cena cheated on his wife with Mickie James, and days later he did a live one in Times Square. I do remember that. And that was all PR. They knew what they were doing there. But I think soon the truth is going to come out about this with John Cena and what he's really like. The talent he's buried, the people he's mistreated, and, what he did to Alex Riley. And I really do believe that soon, the good people will win, and that there will be justice there for Alex Riley. But that's my thoughts on all of that, guys. So, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment and let me know what you think. What do you think exactly happened there with all this stuff with Alex Riley, John Cena? What do you think maybe the real story is there that we haven't heard yet? But that's me for now, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.